So hi guys, welcome to my kitchen. I hope everybody is safe and well and happy, as much as you can be in these times. What I decided to do is demonstrate some cooking recipes for you. Look, there's all good going online and going on Moodle for you to access. Actually, sometimes it helps to see a live demonstration like we do in class, so I thought we'd do that today. So welcome to my kitchen. It's a little bit of a mess. It's still in construction, so apologies for the bare brick wall in the background. But hopefully everything should be fine anyway. So we'll start today with my lunch, which is going to be like a spicy chicken with a salsa and a little bit of salad. So very, very simple, but it's really quick to do and lots of flavour. I actually had it for dinner last night. But I had it with wedgies. I'm also going to jazz it up a little bit today with my favourite, which you all know is halloumi cheese. So I'm going to add a little bit of flavour to that as well and have that with it too. So we'll start off safety first. So make sure that you guys can see. We've got our red chopping board because we're going to be working with meat and a sharp knife. So first things first, we're going to cut our halloumi. So I'm not going to eat all this by myself, obviously. I'm just going to cut half of it off, that over there, and then cut into 3 equally thick sized pieces and just put them on the plate. Now the reason I'm cutting up the halloumi first because now I'm going to handle the chicken and I don't want the cross-contamination between the chicken and the halloumi. You can see as well, like we do at school, I've got red chopping board to keep it nice and safe that is for meat only. I've got 1 chicken breast. It's 2 different ways you could, well, 3 different ways you could do it. You can keep it whole. That could take about 25 minutes for you to cook. Could dry out as well if you're doing it in the frying pan or in the oven. But what I find is easier, you can either butterfly it, which means you just put see where it's the thickest part there, you just put your knife in, put your fingers on top and angle your knife away from your hand so that you don't slice your fingers off. Or, which I didn't know about, I saw last night on Jamie Oliver, is that he scores all the way down the chicken like that, which I'm going to do today. Actually, I'm going to give it a go. So he cuts into the chicken, not all the way through, a bit like when we chop an onion. So we're cutting, can you see there, just towards the bottom. So we're kind of scoring our way through it, about centimetre apart each cut. Okay, so the chicken should stay together each time. All right. So we're just cutting into it like that. So we should be able to open it up like that. He did this last night on whatever it was I was watching. And it took a very few minutes to cook. Right, so I'm going to wash our hands. Okay, safety first, remember, hygiene. Hot water, soap. And then we're going to add our flavours. So the first thing we're going to do is add a little bit of garlic granules. So not too much. Little bit dried garlic granules. You can use fresh garlic, or if you're not a fan of garlic, my granddad never was, bless him, then you can take it out, it's not a problem. Now I like things nice and spicy, so I'm going to use some hot paprika. Now you can, if you want to, put some chilli flakes on there, powdered chilli if you want to, you can take it off completely. I'm also going to add, which is one of my favourites, Tabasco sauce, which is a chipotle flavour, just a little bit, a few drips. Just get into those little nooks and crannies there as well, get that flavour in there. And then lastly, I've got some soya sauce. Now this is dark soya sauce, but you can use any one that you want to. You can also use like Worcester sauce, or you can use a piri piri sauce, anything like that. We're just going to cover it over our chicken. Now we're also just going to lift the chicken up and just smush it, you know, I like that word, into all of those flavours. Now if you really wanted to, and I know that we've talked about this in year 9, you can do this early and leave it to marinate for half an hour or so, or even better, overnight if you want to. Okay, that will help tenderise the meat, and it will help it soak in any flavour as well. Okay, so the acid in the soy sauce, you can put a bit of lime juice on there to help that as well, even more if you want to, and it can help tenderise it and help add a little bit more flavour. Now if you want to, you could add any type of herbs and spices on here as well now, so if you need to put some herbs on there, you can. It's entirely up to you. Okay, you could also as well dip the halloumi into this and add that as well. I'm not going to, but what I'm going to do is once the chicken's cooked, I'm going to use the juices of the chicken and what's left in the pan to add to my halloumi when I cook it. So now we're going to cook it. So coming over to my cooker, I've got a frying pan here. There we go. Nice and healthy. So I've got a spray oil because I'm trying to be good in these terrible times. A few sprays in there. And we want a fairly high, medium to high heat. The reason is you want to really get that stickiness out of the soy sauce. So you want to keep it, you want to kind of almost make it go black. Okay, get your pan nice and hot because you don't want to put it into cold oil. It will soak up all the oil and be greasy otherwise. So you don't want that. Make sure your handle, so it should be that side out of the way so you don't knock it off. Just give that a couple of seconds. Once that's heated, once you put it in, you should get a nice sizzle. Whenever you're cutting meat, always make sure you've got a nice sharp knife. Okay, it's really, really, really important that your fingers are out of the way. Okay, it's starting to sizzle now. I'm going to pick our chicken up. Oops, you can see my herbs. And that's going to go straight into the pan. I wanted a little bit more of a sizzle there, really, but never mind. It's not the end of the world. Okay, so we've also got lots of juices on our frying pan, you can see. So all we're going to do with the back of the knife is scrape them into the frying pan. Okay, let's bring it over so you can see. Oops, I'm still not very good at this technical stuff. So there is the chicken. Cooking. We're just going to leave that in for a little while just to get nice and sticky. All that soy sauce will reduce down and it will go nice and sticky and sweet. And the chicken, we want it to go almost burnt, like I said before. Okay, almost burning sort of texture. And we're just going to, while it's in the pan, we're going to add some pepper, a bit of seasoning. Now we're not going to add any salt because soy sauce is quite salty anyway. So we're not going to bother adding any more salt to it. Okay, we're just going to lift that up slightly, a little bit longer on that side, and then we're going to turn it over. While we're doing that, we're going to get our plate ready. So I'm going to add a little bit of salad to it. Nothing too massive, a couple of bits of lettuce. Nice and healthy, a little bit of colour on the plate. There we go. One of my favourites. Now just while we're doing that, let's bring that back. Turn you around. It's cooking, so you can see what I'm doing. Now yesterday I had this, as I said to you earlier, I had this for dinner. What I made to go with it is this lush salsa. Now it's a little bit different to the one that we make for year 7. But what is inside it is we've got chopped up spring onion, we've got chopped up tomatoes, a chopped up chilli, a little bit of garlic, which again you could take out. You don't have to use spring onion, you can use red onion if you want to. We've got some coriander in there, which is my favourite, but I know a lot of people don't like that. So you don't have to put that in. You can have parsley, you can have chives, you can have oregano, mint even, it's really nice, and a little bit of lime juice. But again, you could have lemon juice if you want to. Or you can leave that out. You can put a little bit of olive oil in there if you wanted to. That's entirely up to you. And just stir it through. Some seasoning, salt and pepper. You can take the chilli out. You don't have to have that in either. And you can actually jazz this up a little bit if you wanted to. You can put some sweet corn in there. You can put some mango and pineapple in with it if you wanted. That'd be quite nice to get a bit of Caribbean sort of taste and flavour to it. Entirely up to you. Okay, that's going to go on top of the chicken when it's done. So, our chicken is very, very almost done on one side. So you can see we've got that blackness to it. Okay, that is exactly what you want. It's not burned, don't panic. Okay, so we're going to turn it over and we're just going to squish it down a little bit so that it all gets into the heat, gets into all those little grooves that we made and those cuts that we made. Okay. You get a fork. bit of sugar. Might even give it a little taste. This has been left in the fridge overnight with all the juices in. So actually it should be really nice and full of flavour. So quite often you get a lot of juices at the bottom. I don't know if you can see all them juices there. There you go. You don't have to put them on your plate. You end up with watery liquid. Not always the best thing in the world. So you don't have to have them on there. That's fine. I just usually tend to use a fork so that the juices squeeze out in between it. So right, our chicken's not far off being done now. Just moving it about a little bit, getting into those grooves. And then we're going to put our halloumi on. We're going to give it another little spray of oil. In fact, I'm going to spray the halloumi with oil this time. So actually spray the halloumi. Put a little bit on the plate so I can move them around and smoosh them in. Put them on top of each other. There we go. So they're all nice and smothered. And they can go on in a minute. Again, halloumi is quite salty, so I won't add any more salt to them. But you can season it with pepper if you want to. Okay. Nearly done now with the chicken. Just need to give it a little test. Pull a little bit apart. Go into the fattest. I can see there's a little bit pink still there. In that big section, the main section. So a few more minutes on that side. Don't want to have any pink bits. And sometimes it's difficult to see if you've got like marinades and stuff on your meat. So if that's the case, so I'm just moving the chicken around a little bit, and you have got marinade, then you can always get a food. Okay, so if you find it difficult to see inside the meat, you can always get a food probe. And it should be, when you put it into the chunkiest bit, about 73 degrees. Okay, nearly done. Push it down, give it a bit of pressure. It also is a good idea to let it rest, because it will continue to cook that little bit more when it's resting. Oh, look at that colour, look. Yum, 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 yum. It's a good, nice bit of dinner. Right, so what I'm going to do now is going to move my halloumi out of the way and pick my chicken up and put it on that plate and just stick my halloumi into the pan. So that nice colour there can sit and rest while my halloumi is cooking. Give them a little move around. You can never have too much halloumi and cheese in life, I think. Oops, my stand has fallen over. So, do we have any requests of things to cook? Obviously, at the moment, I'm really conscious that food is really difficult to get hold of at the minute. Just need to check underneath, is it ready when it's to turn over? You want it nice and crusty. So some foods are really difficult. I'd love to bake with you all at the moment, but I can't find flour anywhere, and I've only got 3 eggs and have yet to be able to replenish them. And eggs, as you know, are one of my favourite things to have for breakfast. So I might have to wait on that one. I'm thinking tonight I might make some pork Asian meatballs. So what I'll do is I'll film that, and then I can put it on here probably tomorrow. We're getting there with the crustiness. I always move halloumi too much because I get a little bit impatient. Okay, now you can see my herbs. So how have we been doing with the Easter challenges? Has anyone managed to actually do the chilli tasting? Or have you managed to plant any herbs in your garden? Or make your own Easter egg? I've still got some herbs coming through. Them ones up there that you saw earlier I bought in the shop. But I've got some nice ones coming through. My spinach is coming through. I saw my first shoots of coriander today, one of my favourite herbs. Cooking nice, look at them. They are now taking on all the flavour that was in the pan of the chicken as well. They shouldn't be much longer, which is good because I am starving Marvin. I went on a 14-mile bike ride with Mrs. Morgan yesterday, and so I've got lots of calories to make up, which is good. But to try, if you can, you'll notice I haven't got any carbs with my dinner, any carbohydrates. So if you haven't done any exercise, try if you can to sort of limit your carb intake, because remember we talked about energy intake and incoming and energy outgoing. So if you eat more energy in calories from your food than you actually give out. So if you're not doing any exercise at the moment, then you will end up then increasing your body weight. Okay, so you need to be very careful of that when we're not actually doing PE every day and getting out and about as much as we could be. Okay, I hope you are all staying in and staying safe and getting some exercise still as well. Right, so that is done now. Heat is off. Time to plate up. So we have got, let's move that bowl out of the way, our yummy little bits of halloumi. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it smells good. I wish I could pass the smell through the camera. We've got our piece of chicken. Yum, 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 yum. Don't waste those juices. On they go in the sink. We've already got our salad. Now, I'm not going to put anything on the salad, but you guys can if you want to. And then we've got our salsa, which I'm just going to drizzle. This is very, very, very good for you. Full of nutrients, macro and micronutrients. The whole meal. I'm literally going to drizzle the salsa all over the meat and the halloumi, giving it lots and lots of colour. Now what you can do with that spicy sauce that's left as well is just drizzle. You can see, not too much because it's quite watery. Just drizzle a little bit of it on your lettuce and give it that extra little bit of flavour. And there you are done. I'd just like to add a little bit more of cracked pepper, and just on the salad a little bit of salt as well. And that, guys, is it. So don't forget, I'm going to go and eat my lunch now. Is there anything that you want me to cook or anything, any questions you've got, just ask. See you later. Stay safe, stay well. Bye.